Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am really excited about this one today. I have my laptop right here that I'm looking at as I talk to you, so if I keep looking over here, that is why. But this topic has been very highly requested over the years as I was doing renovations in my old home. Lots of people just asking, like, what is the process of you designing a space? So really what the thought process is behind it. How do you stick to such a tight budget? Because I think that's another thing that I've always really tried to do is do things at a ridiculously low budget. But ultimately, what is the whole process of going from an idea to having the room complete? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use an example of, I had somebody send me an idea of a room that they wanted. So they got this image off of Pinterest. I'm gonna share it right here. And this is a family room slash, maybe this could also be like a library. It actually looks very similar to my old family room. I mean, even like the pitch, the beams, the shiplap on the ceiling, that's where our fireplace was. So it looks pretty similar. The style is different, but it looks pretty similar to the layout of my old family room. So I had somebody send me this image and she said, this is what I want my living room to look like. Right now it looks nothing like that. Just everything's blank walls, blank ceiling. And so her question was, how would I go from this room to this room? So what I'm gonna do in this video today is walk you through, let's say that you hired me to come and help you with this room. This is exactly the process that I would go through with you. There are two main questions I would first have, and one of them is, what is your budget for this room? Because that will really determine pretty much everything, all of the materials that we use. Really, that's number one. What's your budget for this room? And the other question is to really focus on what exactly is it about this space that you like. For example, maybe you are just like, I have to have shiplap on the ceiling. Like, it's the shiplap on the ceiling with the beams. Like, that is the thing that is drawing my eye. That's what I want the most. Or maybe it's the color of paint. Maybe it's like that dark tone up against that stone fireplace. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's literally everything. Like, you just want it to look identical to this image. And if that's the case, then we would just really work around whatever your budget is. So for example, let's say that you have a very low budget. Let's say your budget is $2,000, okay? And you love everything about this room, but maybe like the trim, all of the trim that you see all over the room, maybe you're like, I don't really care for that. That would save you a lot of money. Maybe you're just gonna be painting it. That's one way you can cut costs. Another way is looking at the shiplap on the ceiling. There is a really inexpensive way to do this. You can get on Facebook Marketplace and look for old fencing. People usually are just getting rid of it. And we have actually used material like that in our home. So we've used free fencing before and did an entire wall with it, and it was really cool. I'll try to find a picture and show you guys right here. But that is something you could do. You could get all of that shiplap technically for free. And if you wanted it to be white, you could just paint it and slap it up on the ceiling. Now, it wouldn't look as seamless as this shiplap does. This is shiplap that you just would buy at either Home Depot or at Lowe's. But again, if you need to cut costs, that would be just one example of a way you could do that. Let me just give you a quick tip when it comes to paint color, because I swear to you, I always mess this up. If you guys had any idea how many times I've repainted a room, I think every room in my house was painted like 3 times before I decided that's the color that I want. But here's a suggestion for you. When it comes to paint color, I went and grabbed the closest paint that I could to this color. So this is the color that I found. This is Benjamin Moore 1575 Rainy Afternoon. So what I did is I got a couple paint samples. There's six of them here. I taped them together. And then what I would suggest is tape it on the wall that you are going to be painting it on. Pay attention to it all throughout the day and just see if that is a color that you could stand on your wall. Because once you get it in your actual space, you might think that is way too dark. Like, I can't do that. So my suggestion is, get a big enough piece that you can have an idea. Because I think just like one little square is kind of hard to tell. Stick it on the actual wall that you are going to be painting and you might be surprised. Maybe get a little bit lighter shade and just see like, all right, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with a lighter version, or maybe this one is perfect. Another way you can do this is get actual paint samples and just paint a few streaks of different colors on the wall that you're painting, and then you can make your decision from there. Another question that she had is, once you know exactly what you're doing, what's the order that you would do this in? I always start with the ceiling, then the walls, then the floor. I would have her start with doing the shiplap, then the beams, and if she has a really tight budget, I would recommend wrapping beams. So just getting like a 2x4 or a 2x6, you get that up on the ceiling after you do the shiplap, and then you wrap it. I have a couple videos actually that I can link below of how to do that, how to use inexpensive wood and turn it into a beam. So that is what I would suggest for the ceiling. Now let's talk about the fireplace. Okay, one example would be if I'm talking to you and you don't even have, let's say you don't even have a fireplace. You love the look of this fireplace. Maybe you just like, you love the stone look of this fireplace. I have a video that I could share you with this too, because if you are on a really, really tight budget and you don't have an existing fireplace, and maybe you don't have a place in your room where you could even have a real fireplace, I will show you an example of where we did this in our last house. The total cost was, I think, around $300 or less from building out the fireplace with the insert and everything, but it looked like a real stone fireplace. There are really inexpensive materials you can use. So I just got this, it was actually plastic, these little pieces that I ordered off of Amazon, and then you just puzzle them together, and then I grouted over the top of it to give it that over grouted look, but it made the stones look realistic. The stones are 3D. I mean, when people would see this in my bedroom, they would feel it and think it was real. I mean, it looked so realistic. So if it's a budget thing, that's what I would recommend, is going with, you know, there are inexpensive materials you can find. So I'm going to be linking, by the way, I will be linking everything that I talk about in this video. I will have links for everything that I'm showing you on the screen right now. I will do my best to link what I can. That is a way you could do a really inexpensive fireplace. As far as if you wanted like an actual real fireplace, what I would do from there is I would send her links of stones or locations that are around her where she could go find this exact kind of stone. It looks to me like the beam across like the mantle right here would be very similar to the way that you would, you know, if you were wrapping beams, you were doing it that way. I would just do it the same way here. Flooring, you know, this is another thing. If you are on a really, really tight budget, I would be going with LVP, something, you know, not real hardwood. Maybe she already has hardwood. In fact, I think she does. They were just ripping up their carpet and they had wood. So then it would just be a matter of staining it. Now let's zoom over here to these bookshelves. What I would recommend for these is I would get pre-made cabinets. You can find these at Lowe's or Home Depot. Again, I will have these linked. And depending on the depth right there, you would either get upper cabinets or bottom cabinets. Upper cabinets are a lot thinner. And in fact, when we did our space that looks pretty similar to this, we used upper cabinets because the depth, there wasn't much right there to work with. So we went ahead with upper cabinets, but then we just built a base. So we built something for them to sit on so that they would be taller. So that's really the difference between an upper cabinet and a lower cabinet. Also, there's a pretty big price difference as well. In this case, I would probably assume these are upper cabinets. I'm just gonna assume that. I would have them build out the base, add the upper cabinets there so that it's tall enough. And then with the bookshelves, you really can just get some from IKEA. You could even find some maybe at the thrift store. I would be searching on Facebook Marketplace for bookshelves. In fact, I found some pretty similar to that the other day. Somebody was selling like 5 bookshelves for $50. You could really get this whole look for a very small budget. You even could go as far as setting some bookshelves right here and then kind of building out the cabinets around it. If you know someone that's pretty handy that could do this work for you, that's another way you could do that you could save some money. As far as these bookshelves go, what I would do is if you're getting some bookshelves from IKEA or maybe you found some on Facebook Marketplace, the key to making this look like built-ins is just adding trim around it. So I would be just getting some thicker pieces of trim. You can see here they ran it up the sides, and then on the top do some crown molding. That will really give it a seamless look and make it look like it's a true built-in. And then you can also see up here they have some lights, and this will really finish off the look. This is a way to avoid any electrical work, is they have battery operated sconces, lights that you could put on your bookshelves. I've used these on a wall. I will show you an example right here where they're just battery operated. You can click on them, or they'll have like a little remote if you want. That's the way that I would do this. Plus they are so dang cheap. They're so inexpensive. That's the smartest way I think that I would do that. And then you can also see they have a little bit of shape here. So you can either get some corbels and insert them there. It kind of looks like they're just using pieces of trim. I do think that those little trim pieces do add to it. And I like the look of the little scallops there on the side. So it would just really be, you can either trim it in or get some corbels and just pinnail them in. So as far as the room design, that's the way that I would do this. I would start again, let's start with the ceiling. We're gonna do the shiplap. We're gonna do the beams, if that's something that they want. Then we're gonna do the walls. If they wanna do the trim pieces, that's what that is, just shooting some trim pieces on the wall. Obviously the fireplace too, if that's something that they want. I do think that's a pretty big statement piece here, so I would definitely recommend that. And then I would be working on the floors. From there, this is where the fun part is, because you take away all of the decorations, it's just not the same. So when it comes to filling up the space with furniture and decorations, again, we're gonna just pretend she wants it literally identical to this space. So let's start here in the bookshelves. What I do when it comes to decorating is I try to just grab things from around the house that I already have. Chances are you already have a bunch of books laying around, so you probably don't need to go buy any books. If you do, I recommend the thrift store. I'm gonna recommend the thrift store honestly first for anything. Even as far as the containers for the plants, if you want a bunch of plants, check your thrift store. They have a ton of baskets there too. That's where I always find baskets for a really, really inexpensive price. And then as far as furniture pieces go, right here, this desk, I'm gonna have some linked below that are affordable. I actually have this one. It's a Martha Stewart one that's really, I think it's $2.99 and it's from Amazon. It looks really similar to this that I would suggest, but if you wanted to even find one for cheaper, I always start looking on Facebook Marketplace because you can be really specific about what you're looking for. That would be the way that I would first thrift everything. So get on Facebook Marketplace, type in what you're looking for. So you're just gonna be searching for like an office desk, wooden office desk. A few months ago, I actually wanted to finish this area right here in my room, and the depth of the space that I had right here, I knew an actual desk would be too wide. So I was actually searching on Facebook Marketplace for an entryway table, and that's actually what fit perfectly right here. So that's something else, you know, you can be looking up entryway table, an office desk to find something. Then you can also make it exactly how you want it. So maybe you find something that is a little bit orange, you can just sand it down and make it this exact color. So thrifting is number one. That's probably the best way for you to stay on budget. But as far as furniture pieces go, I would say the most affordable ones I ever find are Wayfair and Amazon. That is usually the places I will search for first when it comes to furniture. And for these pieces, you can see like a little office chair. I will have everything that I could find for a very small budget linked below. Oh, and let's not forget the rug. I'll have a few rug options too. All right, so this is how in the past I have designed my own spaces. I always start with, okay, here's our budget. These are the first things that we're going to do. And I do it in a certain order so that I know, okay, we're on budget. I don't obviously get everything at once. We'll start with the ceiling and let's see what's left in our budget, right? As you are going, you'll kind of see, all right, well, my budget's getting really tight now. I really don't have much room in my budget for furniture. And that is why I always recommend thrifting, because you can find what you're looking for on really the smallest budget. Okay, so now what I wanted to do was I wanted to make some kind of way for me to be able to do this for any of you guys. If you have a space in your house that you would like some help with, for example, let's say your bedroom, it's just super plain, you don't love it, but you have some design inspiration, what I would like you to do is send me an email. I will have an email linked right here. Send me an email with the before picture and then your inspiration picture. So what you want your room to look like, and then also what your budget is. And I'm going to be picking some people where I will do a video similar to this. I will link everything for you and I will kind of walk you through the process. And then I will just make a YouTube video out of it. If you want just a personal one-on-one, you can send me an email and we can discuss that. But if you are okay with me just turning this into a YouTube video, then we can do that as well. So I will have my email linked here. You can just shoot me an email and I will do my best to respond to every single one of you. But I just think that this will be a really fun series on my channel and it will just be a way for me to get my creative juices flowing. I'm dying here, you guys. It is so hard for me to not just be designing and remodeling. I mean, that was just something I was doing on a daily basis for the most part for like the past 8 years. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.